Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Budget TRX4 build. So today, another free modification. Who doesn't love free? What we're going to do is just remove the sport inner fenders. And we're going to take the narrow fenders off, move the stock location of the shock, and end up with this, which is completely, again, free. You're going to reuse all your normal parts. So you remove the stock shock cross member or the body post mount, whatever you want to call it. Of course, you're removing that fender, and then you're removing the spring from the stock fender location over here to on the frame rail. And this does change some of the dynamics of the shock and the spring rate even. It is going to be a little less linear with this location. Some say it's firms it up, some say it softens the suspension. I'm going to move it here, mess with it, and then probably just in the future change spring rates. The other nice thing here is that it does allow for more droop. So I'm going to have the shock threaded all the way out, and as you look at the back here, here's the stock location on the right, and this modified is on the left. And you can see a significant difference in how much that rear axle will drop. That to me is significant, and I've never had a rig with that much droop in the rear. And did I just say droop in the rear? Anyway, it'll be interesting. Now, you'll notice the up travel changes though with this location. So on the right, this is as far up as it would go in stock, and it would go past the frame rail into that fender. Now, the up travel doesn't extend as far, and so that does change things too. But for me, it's great because I want to run this flatbed body or a drop bed in the back, and so now in the stock location, the shock would have allowed the tire to interfere with a flatbed in the back. But now with this new relocation, we're good to go. One more thing we've got to do is clearance this side plate. So it's very easy. You can use an X-Acto knife or a Dremel or both, as I will. And we just need to do this so that this upper part of the spring shock clears. And your spring collar can also move freely. I may trim this off in the future. We'll see if I need to. All right, but here we go. We'll do the other side, and you can see how it's done. So now that it's pretty much clearanced, I'll just go ahead and tear this piece out. And then I take my number 11 X-Acto, and I'll just clean it up like the other side. Okay, so that's it. Now, one of the advantages to notching it here, of course, is that you maintain the structural integrity of this plate because you still have this mount with this little support. But this notch gives me enough room to allow this shock now to lean into place. And once it's mounted, so far I haven't seen any issues with the shock actually hitting. Clears just enough so that there's enough space. It's tight, but it'll work. And that's pretty much it. So now I'm going to take this screw out, and reusing the shock screw that went into the fender, Now I'm going to just mount this in this exact same factory hole. So again, also we're not drilling more holes into the plate, into the frame. That's just not really necessary. So now we have a lot of rear droop, and at full compression we are right at the top of a 4.7 tire, and if I go to a 4.1 diameter, then of course we'd have even more clearance. But it's enough for me, and I don't know if I would say it's any firmer or softer than the stock, but it definitely has a little less springiness to it. So the rebound to me feels different in that it's got maybe a little bit less rebound, which might indicate that that did soften up things a little in the back end. Now for me, the concern at this point is it still sits too high, so it may need some more tuning. But I think maybe with a change in spring rate, this could work really well. And I'd like it to sit a little bit lower, but I think this is going to work perfect for getting that drop bed or flat bed on the back of a TRX4. And this is going to allow me to run the body that I want. And we'll see some of the benefits maybe of Droop. Alright, I hope you enjoyed all this. Thanks and have a great day.